You're watching GNN, the craftiest gaming news collective. Look out, there's a creeper behind you. This week, our regular contributor Richard breaks down walls to give us some Rainbowsixsiege news. Then, our favorite Wilden celebrates the plethora of big franchise anniversaries this year. After that, Project Supervillain will introduce us to their top 5 picks for June's upcoming games. All that this week on GNN. Now let's check out what our host, Sarah Jewell, has to say about all of this. Take it away.
Hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to Gamingness News, where we're bringing you the tea, and it is nice and hot. Always coming at you with the latest and greatest updates in the gaming news world. So I'm your host, Sarah Jewell. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. We love having you here. And let's just start off this show strong. First up is Richard, taking us through the Siege update, Year 6, Season 2. Give us that breakdown.
Tachanka's pillar side. He's been hit too. Tachanka's really low.
Hold on.
Attackers are activating the diffuser.
I'm stuck.
Oh! Nice. Last one's Tachanka. He's in the hallway. Our buddy's rushing around to
I got
die.
him! I got 2 of them on wall bangs!
2 through the wall, nice.
2 same wall. Operation North Star is but a few weeks away, and if you want to get your hands on the newest operator and see what changes that they've made to Favela, you can hop into the test server starting Tuesday, May 25th. There, you'll be able to see everything that I'm talking about today, and even get a chance to experience something that may never actually make it into the game. It has been 5 years since we've seen another Canadian operator added to Rainbow Six Siege following Buck and Frost, and I must say that this one is a bit of a doozy. We have a 3-speed defense operator named Thunderbird, a Nakota native hailing from Saskatchewan, and she comes out swinging with blinding speed and her choice of a primary in Cav's semi-automatic Spaz and Finka's Spear 308 assault rifle, which can be a potent gun to have on defense. Aided by impact grenades and C4s with a secondary Bearing 9 SMG and the Q929 pistol that I'm sure nobody will ever use, Thunderbird is likely going to see a lot of heavy roaming gameplay, and her gadget aids that as well. T-Bird can have up to 3 Tonus stations anywhere around the map, but similar to Mute Jammers, they can only be placed on floors. This gadget fires health pellets directly into the mouths of any operator that crosses their path for an instant 30 health boost. They can also revive an operator safely during the down but not out phase, and they can overheal you during a tough gunfight. The benefit to her gadget is that it can be used on-site or while roaming, and you can have this sort of safe hub dedicated to healing behind a difficult-to-clear location, like behind a mirror window, flanked by Jaeger ADSs, and you can keep returning for a quick boost to get you back into the action much faster. The 35-second cooldown on these things means that they're best used over the course of the entire round. They will remain effective the longer that they are intact, much like Legion Mines and Wamai discs. So you may have to keep them a little safe, not only since they are as destructible as a Valkyrie can, but I also think the attacking team is going to use them as much as you would like to. They can heal themselves with it as well. And due to this danger, I don't expect T-Bird to be terribly overpowered, but triple overheal stimming a Doc with Rook armor added before he heads out to do a run out or a spawn peek, before he even uses a single one of his own stims, sounds incredibly effective and very, very dangerous. Keep this in mind when playing against a team that has a T-Bird, because headshots are going to be a one-hit kill no matter how jacked your opponents can get. And headshots might be slightly easier now with the onset of how barrel attachments work. They're getting a bit of a change. Each muzzle attachment works slightly better and more distinctly from each other now, with the flash hider mostly affecting vertical recoil, with the compensator mostly affecting left to right sway, and the muzzle brake bringing you back to center faster and more reliably than the other two. So gone are the days of guessing and testing to see if your attachment has a marginally better, favorable change for your playstyle. This can turn some previously more unwieldy guns like the high fire rate Bearing 9 and Ellis Scorpion into accurate and reliable weapons, potentially at range for casual players, and absolute powerhouses for high-ranked and league players. But once Rogue 9 does all of the work for us, then we can say for sure. Along with these additions, we have seen a complete rework of Favela, and like I called it in the last video that I made about it, everyone's least favorite map to defend has gotten a bunch of changes. Gone are a lot of the foibles that made it hard to roam, as rooms have been elongated and condensed, and thankfully a lot of the hard walls have been removed completely. This is a great change, and one Favela has sorely needed, but keep in mind that this is a casual rework only. The Siege team put a lot of time and effort into a map that we will never see in competitive play, and I'm not even sure if it will be available outside of quick play, so it's almost as if for the large part of this scene, the map will not see the light of day. I'm going to be ambivalent until we can get hands-on, but at least this confirms that Ubisoft is going to possibly try bringing night maps back into the fold. And speaking of something that may never see the light of day, we've heard about the upcoming ability to continue droning after death. Ideally, this should help you keep your team engaged in the game for the entirety of the round, aiding in callouts and letting us use special effects on your stuff after we're dead, but I can see where this can be overpowered. Echo can place his drones down and die while spawn peeking and have just as much sway during a round as if he was alive anyway, with none of the drawbacks and worries about being discovered or grenaded while hiding, and this is going to go for any operator that has something to fire from their drone or gadget, so even if you killed a Twitch or a Maestro or a Zero early in the round, you might still have to deal with the hassle of those lasers messing with your day. Personally, I am fine with it for the moment, as defenders do get an icon that tells us just how many drones we've destroyed, and the defender side seems to have a bit of a better chance at this working in their favor relating to ops like Echo and Maestro, but it's only time that's going to tell us to see if it makes us into the game live in the first place. Currently, it's only available on the test server and may never leave. Speaking of Maestro, he and Mira and anybody with a bulletproof camera will be getting a serious debuff with the upcoming Shatter system, where attackers can melee a Mira window, an Evil Eye, or a bulletproof cam to break its glass and obscure your vision. An Evil Eye will, of course, be able to open itself up again to be able to see what's past it and shoot its laser, but you'd have to completely open the Mira window to play it effectively, or bail on that wall completely, neither of which sound like a good plan for Mira. But if somebody gets close enough to a Mira window where they can melee it without getting gunned down by 1,200 rounds per minute, I think they deserve to get to break that. Bulletproof cams, additionally, are no longer destroyed by a melee hit and can still pick up sound cues for additional intel when destroyed, but most importantly, they can fire an EMP dart similar to a bit of a Twitch drone, probably a mix between Twitch and Thatcher, to disable attacker drones and utility. We'll have to see how this affects wall denial and the like, but this sounds like a welcome change and something else for bulletproof cameras to do besides get exploded from a distance. Going back through the footage, I actually did realize I missed something. Malusi Wub Wub traps will now, as this is completely unscripted at this point, will now go and open up kind of like the flower or something, and you'll be able to shoot the inside of it now. You'll still be able to walk up and melee it, but you'll be able to deal with it at some range. I don't know how big a nerf it's going to be because it'll still get you the intel that somebody is coming from that direction before they can take care of it. Time is really going to tell. I can't tell how big a nerf this is going to be, but I did miss that bit, so I had to touch on it again. On to the next little bit. Have you ever walked into a room and died to some guy hiding behind some soft wall using a single bullet hole to peek you? Yeah, it sucks. And that's being removed entirely. The wall crumble system will still allow you to punch a melee hole into a soft wall for a peek hole, but it will take enough bullets to make a sort of shotgun-sized hole in the wall in order for you to be able to peek through at all, which is absolutely a welcome thing, as it will cut down on how many times people get to lose to these cheap deaths, and hopefully make it a lot more obvious from a distance with the use of punch holes instead of just bullet holes. And if the guy on the other side of the wall is a smoke, for example, he will no longer be able to gas you out from behind an unbroken and soft wall. Gas propagation for smoke has been changed completely, making it slightly easier to see through and allowing it to travel somewhat more realistically through openings and windows, allowing for a little bit more controlled area denial if you get your smoke off. The damage ticker has also been changed, and now it seems like you'll be taking damage constantly as you stand or move inside of it, instead of only every so often as the timer ticks down, which can be a great deterrent for people trying to run through it at all, especially if you've dinged them a couple times and they have low health to begin with. And as you take that damage, you will know just how effective it's going to be with the new reworked health and armor system. 1 armor operators have 100 health to start, with 2 armor having 110 and 3 armor having 125. Rook's plates give you an additional 20 HP on top of your starting HP, so everybody has a slightly different value. Paired with these Kona stations, an armored dock at 145 health to start can possibly get him near death, circle all the way back around to a Kona station to get up to 90 HP back, and then stim himself for the remainder to get him pretty much back to where he was in the first place, and that can be incredibly dangerous. Finka also reaps the benefits of this, as her nano heals are now no longer temporary and will be added back to your health pool properly after your adrenaline surge has ended, letting her be more of a healer instead of just a support that has a bunch of effects that happen during that effect of the adrenaline surge. Plus, she can pick herself up when she's downed now. And now that we have all of these health numbers, you can always know just how many shots you have the capacity to take, and if you have enough health to take that next gunfight down the hall. And if you have died during that next gunfight, you despawn. Seriously. Your body will disappear, and you'll be left only with an icon left over that area of the operator that was playing when they were killed. This helps you get calls on exactly who you killed, of course, but most importantly, this removes any issues relating to client-side bodies and how they fall. So, that means there's not any more relying on hiding inside a corpse and getting lucky that your opponent can't see you inside a dead body. And if you do see a model, that means you shoot it. It removes the guesswork from knowing who is alive and who is dead, and you won't give up your great position just because you took a shot at the foot of someone that had died there a minute ago and you didn't notice or hear the call. It's honestly a fantastic change. And finally, the death replay system will get a slight rework, which is just going to overhaul the current one, and the main difference being that you can skip it entirely and get back on your drone quicker to help your team, if that ever gets out to the live build, of course, who knows. And it seems to fit the new UI things that they're going to be doing with the rest of the game, so I guess it's fine. Thunderbird does not yet have a release date, but is going to be live on the test server starting on May 25th if you can get your hands on her. I assume she's going to be released 2 weeks after she's available on the test server so that they can give her a couple days to figure out any bugs or any issues or anything potentially related to her that could be seen as a problem. But the next season is closing in very fast and they need to get her ready for that Battle Pass. She's probably going to be a very popular operator, and I wonder how she's going to shake up the current meta, if you can get your hands even on her in the test server. I think the game is going to be back to being slightly more defender-sided with her addition, but with all of these changes across the board, really only time will tell.
Thanks, Richard. Always a treat. Really appreciate it. And next up, we have Wilden, one of our regular contributors. What you got for us, Wilden?
Hey y'all, Wilden here, and this week we're talking anniversaries. That's right, a lot of anniversaries happened in 2021. You had the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, which we did kind of a little show thing before earlier this year. We're talking 35 years of Dragon Quest. Apparently, they're also going to be doing an online event for that. You have 35 years of Zelda. What Nintendo's going to do for that? Maybe Breath of the Wild 2 stuff. You have 30 years of Sonic, and now there's going to be a Sonic event coming up later this week. You have 35th anniversary of Metroid also, which is another big Nintendo one. Is stuff gonna get announced for that at E3? Or Metroid Prime news, something like that. It's insane, guys. There's so many anniversaries this year that are happening. Even as small, Skyrim. 10 years of Skyrim already. I can't believe it's been 10 years since Skyrim came out, because it keeps coming out every other year on a new console. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the fact that so many games have so many anniversaries this year, and so many big franchises. Again, with these events coming up, you're gonna see maybe a lot of remasters or remakes or new entries in all of these franchises. And it seems like throughout the year we're having different events dedicated to these different franchises. And then at these events, they're going to talk about other events throughout the year or different things they're going to do to celebrate those things. It's just very interesting to see how this has kind of become a topic even more and more as years go on. With franchises like, let's say for Sonic, for example. Sonic, the Sonic games, you have some pretty good ones, okay ones, and, not so good ones. And you have, the movie coming out this year. So, for that event, or to show maybe some footage or a trailer of the new movie, or to actually announce, a new Sonic game that, people really want or is really good. And again, Metroid with Prime, Zelda, there's so many franchises that are coming. And again, Pokemon, right? We already knew about that. It's just crazy to me how many anniversaries coincide with each other, and let's not forget too, guys, we had a big game this year from this other franchise that also celebrated 25 years this year, and that is Resident Evil. That's right, just in case you didn't realize that either. Resident Evil also has an anniversary this year, because why not? It's full of anniversaries this year. Are they gonna announce some, maybe that Resident Evil 4 remake soon, and, E3 coming up here, because now Resident Evil Village is out. They got the Resident Evil TV show, coming out, the animation, they have the live action thing they're working on, to kind of celebrate that over the course of the year. There's so much stuff happening, y'all, this year, with anniversaries and stuff like that, and especially with these new consoles, and people still having problems getting their hands on them. It's gonna be interesting to see if a lot of these maybe re-releases or remakes or remasters come out on older gen, like we saw with Mass Effect. Maybe we could see more of that coming soon later this year. You had Shin Megami Tensei 3 come out. It's all these different games seem to be coming out this year that are older. That's like kind of the popular trends. Like this year's a weird mix. It's gonna be like half older stuff, half newer stuff, more than I think that's been done before. Just because a lot of games are being pushed back and they, because of COVID and everything like that. So maybe they're gonna take this time to like, oh, let's put out something old to kind of tie people over and give people what they want. I don't know. We're gonna find out here soon though, because there's a lot of stuff happening this week with event-wise. We have Games Fest coming up. You have E3 coming up. So it's gonna be very exciting and interesting to see with all this stuff happening within like a couple weeks of each other, what news and announcements we're gonna get for anniversaries of all these franchises. Well, guys, until next time, I'm Wilden, and this is Gaming Nest News.
Always a treat. And, friends, we would love to see what y'all can do too. We want to see clips, segments, highlights to show off what our community can create. You can take these videos and send them to info@nesthq.online. Again, that's info@nesthq.online. It could look like something right here.
Okay, I'm not gonna K-trick because I don't even think they're gonna try and open the window here.
They're already in the room over here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my good golden rings. So how fucked am I, right? Okay.
Just so far.
Oh my god, forget about it. Forget about it, dude.
Thomas, I got all that. I got everything on camera.
Dude, forget about it.
Oh my god.
Thanks for the awesome submissions. We love seeing them. Keep them coming. And up next, we're going to be turning over to Project Supervillain as they cover the top 5 June releases. Tell us what they are. Give us those details.
What's up, everyone? You're tuned in to the Project Supervillain News Update. Thank you for staying tuned into GNN. We're your hosts. I'm Mark Drifter.
I'm Killboss. So June is just around the corner again, and that means that we have 5 new games to take a look at. And these, again, are just like our personal upcoming favorite games. Or, these ones look awesome, so we're just going to take a look at these ones, and yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Number 5, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart. So number 5 here is coming out on June 11th for the PS5. It's made by Insomniac Games and published by Sony, of course.
So as is typical of the series, it is going to be a third-person action adventure. That harkens back to all the other releases. I don't think there were any others that were different than that.
Nope.
I'm not really an expert on the series, but, I have always appreciated how awesome these games are, and their longevity can't be put into question, because clearly people still wanted this game this badly in this day and age, right? It's got that super addicting shooting and melee combat that it's always been known for. Again, it's got a huge focus on exploration, collecting, treasure hunting, that kind of stuff, finding secrets. I think it's got a lot of platforming in there too.
This game's designed to push the limits of the PS5. They were quoting that the entire time they were making that and all the gameplay reviews and stuff like that. A big focus is on the interdimensional travel. So you're going to be going from one world to another really quickly, and that's where you're going to see the PS5's limits being pushed for sure. Like, hopefully you won't see any frame drops or anything like that, but that's what's really cool, is transferring between one giant world to another seamlessly is really the future of gaming right now. So
sounds like they're really making use of that SSD. So if all of that didn't already make you want to buy this game, definitely check out some trailers and go see. There are some gameplay reveals and stuff too. You can see what we've been showing in here. Definitely looks awesome. So yeah, get your hands on that. Gonna be cool.
Yeah, let's move on to our next pick.
Number 4, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
So, we don't have too long to wait for this one. June 30th, it is coming out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and developed by Team Ninja, obviously, and published by Koei Tecmo.
So this game contains all 3 of the modern trilogy, plus their DLCs, and just to clarify, this is the Sigma version. Obviously, you can see it in front of you. This is a third-person hack and slasher. It's a very difficult series. It always has been. It aims to offer players a challenge, and once again, it looks like the remastered versions will do so just like the previous did. You're going to have your normal graphical enhancements that you'd expect, and we're going to have 4K and 60 FPS support, which is going to be great to see.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's all we really got to talk about for Ninja Gaiden, so let's move on to our next pick. Number 3, Mario Golf Super Rush.
Mario Golf Super Rush will be coming out on June 25th. That's coming out for the Switch, of course, made and published by Nintendo.
Of course.
So, standard golf game in the vein of most of these Mario Golf style of games, any Mario sports games really, you kind of know what to expect already.
The reason we included this one, though, is because there's all sorts of new stuff.
So, there have been a bunch of new party modes added as well, and some of those will include the battle mode, there's speed golf, a story mode.
And there's more, honestly. There's a bunch going on with this game. They really went all out with Mario Golf this time around. Because not only do they have the basic game where you can go like up against other players, they even have online functionality. There's more modes, like you mentioned. Like one of the best ones, I think the main highlight is speed golf, where everybody has control of their turns, right? Like you all go and start at the same time, and it's like a race. You have to hit the ball, get it to the hole before anybody else, and so essentially when you guys all hit the ball the first time, you're going to be sprinting to your ball wherever it ends up. And if there's people in your way, you're just gonna fucking punch them out of the way, like true hockey golf. Like I don't even know what else to call it. Yeah, really cool. And then they're adding these features into something that's called battle mode, which is essentially like Mario Kart's battle mode, where you're all in an arena. But in this case, you have to sink a ball and do it do it many times. It's like a death match almost. So, do golf many times.
Yes, do it. Roman, do you want to come and play? Fuck, no.
But yeah, there's also like an adventure/story mode, so there's going to be like a little story going on. I guess Bowser's going to be a dick or something. But Mario's going to win the cup anyway, you know what I mean? Like, or whoever you're playing as. It's not really a heavy narrative. But that's really all we've got for Mario Golf. Check out trailers because I promise you'll like what you see. Actually, this game does look like it's a lot of fun for a golf game. I'm not a big golf guy, but I might be checking this one out in the future.
Okay, next one.
Number 2, Necromunda Hired Gun.
Oh shit, man. There's an actual decent looking Warhammer 40k game coming out soon. I hope it doesn't suck!
Like every other one apparently does. Not everyone, but there's
most.
a lot.
You know what? Warhammer gets the short end of the stick a lot of times when it comes to big releases. Even some of their smaller ones are just really not all that great. I don't know why the license gets treated with such disrespect, but you know what? I'm hoping this time this developer can like just pull off a miracle and it'll be awesome, because we have had a couple awesome 40k games before. But Necromunda Hired Gun, that one's coming out like in just a few days. It is coming out on June 1st, digitally, for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and coming to the Steam and Epic stores as well on PC. And you'll be able to get your physical copies on June 30th. So, this game was developed by Stream On Studio and published by Focus Home Interactive.
This game is a first-person looter shooter. It's got RPG elements, and of course, it's going to be set in that Warhammer 40k universe, so you know what to expect with that. So in this one, it appears you can create your own bounty hunter and take on bounties in the story mode. It is a single-player story mode, to clarify, and it looks like there's going to be many weapons to find and upgrade throughout the game. With it's got a very exploration-heavy focus as well. So
yeah, I mean, like, being a looter shooter, they're obviously going to have a lot of stuff hidden around, and, you know, you will be exploring entire maps looking for different pieces, it looks like, and different upgrades for your weapons. There's a lot of cosmetics, too, to alter your appearance and create a truly unique-looking bounty hunter. Again, it looks like it has really good mobility, too, like the type that Titanfall 2 had. It's very much like that. I hope that it works for that style of game. I hope they didn't just jam it in there, but so far from what I've seen, it looks pretty awesome. Like, that wall running and stuff and sliding around, that looks like hella fun.
Looks pretty smooth, yeah. So in this game, you're going to be getting a little companion with you. It's called the Cyber Mastiff, and he's just a robotic dog. Pretty awesome. So he's upgradable as well, and
I'm pretty sure you can pet him. Like, I mean, he's mean looking, but you can pet him.
He's a good boy. It doesn't matter how mean looking.
That's right.
And let's move on to our next one.
Surprise! It's an honorable mention. Chivalry 2.
Of course, we have to have an honorable mention, guys. Like, can't just not.
Why do we not do an honorable mention?
Okay, we did it one time, but that was because the month was dry. This month isn't. We have some decent games coming out, so we couldn't help but include Chivalry 2 on our list here. So Chivalry 2 is going to be coming out June 8th, and it's published by Tripwire Interactive and developed by Torn Banner Studios. I don't know why I said that backwards, but it's coming out on Epic Store, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. So, It's gonna be in
Basically
a lot of
everything.
places, yeah.
Basically, except for Switch.
Except for Nintendo, fuck them.
That's right.
So, if you aren't familiar with Chivalry, it's kind of that over-the-top first-person medieval combat game. It's got a very fun and goofy style about it.
So yeah, 4 classes to choose from this time, and they've each got their own little subclasses. I think there was like 3 other ones underneath where you can kind of diversify your skill set, so that's cool. So they have objective and TDM modes right now to begin with. The TDM is very self-explanatory. You just kill everyone else until, you know, there's nobody left, basically, and your team wins. The objective-based game mode is a little bit more in-depth. They're going to have basically multiple objectives to complete over a huge map. So basically, one team will be tasked with defending a castle or stronghold or something like that, and the other team will be the attacking force, and they will have to, you know, move battering rams up the battlefield and smash down gates and scale walls to get into certain areas in the castle or the stronghold and take care of objectives. That sounds really fun. So yeah, just goofy fun, good times, a lot of laughs and stuff, and it looks like an awesome game, a huge improvement over the first one, so we're definitely looking forward to Chivalry 2.
Let's move on over to our number 1 pick. Number 1, Scarlet Nexus. This game's going to be coming out June 25th. It's for PS4, PS5. Amazingly enough, I actually thought it was going to be an Xbox exclusive, but it's also going to be on Xbox One, Series X, and PC as well. Published and developed by Bandai Namco, of course.
Third-person hack and slash RPG looking kind of thing. The soundtrack has got like this metal dubstep thing going on and really reminds me of Metal Gear Rising.
It's right up our alley, guys, and I promise you I will be trying this game. I am super excited. Like, I mean, I gotta cosplay that guy too. Obviously, you can see right here, we got that CG anime style art, like the cel-shaded graphics and everything looks really awesome. Weapons and characters look cool as hell.
If you're a fan of hack and slashers and really fast-paced style games where reactions are what matter, and everything just looks stylish and cool, this is your kind of game right here. We know that we'll be playing this.
But that's going to be it for this news update, guys. I mean, these games look really awesome. They're going to be coming out soon, so, you know, stay tuned. Don't leave yet. There's still more news ahead of us here, and yeah, we'll be back next week.
All right, guys. Catch you later.
Thank you to Project Supervillain. Such a great list. I know I'm definitely going to be adding some of those to my must-play list. And friends, this is a reminder that we want clips and highlights to show off what you can do. You can send your clips and segments to info@nesthq.online. Again, that's info@nesthq.online. Alrighty, friends, I think that just about wraps it up. Big thanks to Richard, Wilden, and Project Supervillain for the awesome submissions. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And folks, remember to follow us on social media. We have the links below in the description as well as in the corners of the screen. Give us a like, a follow, even subscribe. And that way you'll get all the latest updates on our tournaments, our broadcasts, and all of our other content. My name is Sarah Jewell. It was a pleasure being here with you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.